Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're looking at the Commodore Vic-20, or in this variation the VC-20, which would probably mean it was made for the German market, even though it says on it made in England. I've opened this machine up. I only received it today, but I've had a quick look inside. It is in remarkably good condition. It's dust free, clean. The cardboard is inside. I don't think it's ever been opened. Looking at the chips on the board, it looks like it was pretty much made in mid to late 1983. The chips on there all seem to be from about week 37 of week 3783. So midway through 1983 to the latter part of 83, so it might have been in the stores for winter 83. I don't know how quick Commodore's turnaround was. I suspect it was pretty quick in those days. I've only just fired it up. It's running on a Commodore 64 power pack and a Commodore 64 SCART lead. I've just plugged in my tap player Arduino that I made for the 64 some time ago, and it's playing, what's it playing? Astro Nell, which is a Manic Miner type thing. Very difficult. I can't do it, it's far too hard. But anyway, as I don't need to tell you, the Vic-20 was it's a 22 character display machine, single joystick. It used the video interface chip, the Vic obviously, which Commodore tried to sell to various manufacturers in the very early 80s, and nobody was interested. So they decided to put it in their own machine. And this was, I think Bob Yanis was making this machine at home at the same time they were making the TOI, which was the other Intellect. But that never took off because the RAM was too expensive. So this machine in its basic form was shown to Jack Tramiel, and he green-lighted it, and it was shown at the Winter CES of, I don't know what year it was, 80, 81. It has the Vic-20, not really sure what the 20 refers to, but it has 5K RAM in standard form, expandable to I think 32 or 35 with a little hack. This was, like I say, this is a 1983 machine. The Commodore 64 came out in 82, but the Commodore 64 was quite an expensive machine when it was released, so the Vic-20 dropped in price considerably until they were almost giving it away by 84. Production stopped in 85, so it had a reasonable lifespan, I suppose, for an 8-bit machine. Nothing like the 64, obviously. It was the first computer also to sell 1 million units, which Apple, for some reason, seemed to think they managed to do first, but in fact it was the Commodore Vic-20. The Apple II took a few months longer to sell 1 million units, and also had been on sale considerably longer. But the Vic-20 eventually dropped to below $100. I don't know what that equates to in the UK. Perhaps it saw a price of less than £99. I really don't know. I don't remember the Vic-20 being on sale, to be honest. It's a little bit before my time. Now it could use the standard Commodore peripherals, in so much as it could use the disk drive, the cassette deck, joystick. The cartridge port was different. It didn't have an RF modulator, so it couldn't display on your TV without an adapter. Like I say, it's only 5K of RAM, so it's quite a limited machine. But it was supposed to be cheap and cheerful, and cheap and cheerful it was indeed. Now this, like I say, it's a VC-20. Now the VC-20, the Vic name was changed for the German market as Vic, I think, roughly translated as Ficken or something, which is a swear word in German. So it was changed to VC-20, although this particular machine does say on the back, made in England. Now I think Commodore have plants in, do they have, was it Ireland or Scotland? I forget now. I didn't know they made them in England as such. but lots of machines say made in England, so perhaps they did. There's not a lot to say about the Commodore Vic-20. It was a big seller. It was promoted by Captain Kirk himself. You could do the Shatner. I won't do it because I'm holding the camera in my right hand. It was killed off in 1985 when the Commodore 64 was at its peak. In truth, the 64 was starting to taper off by 85, 86. But that is the Commodore Vic-20. It is a reasonably early one, I think, due to the orange keys. I think they went grey later, although the keys are the later type, not the PET style. The PET style were more square shaped. But anyway, I don't know what the serial number is. I could look, but I don't really care. But I'll do another video of doing a few programs on it. But for the moment, that is the Commodore VC20. Thank you very much. Okay, so here we have Astro Nell on the Vic-20. I suck at this in huge proportions, but what? Oh, God, this game sucks. You can see my reflection in the TV. That's better. Oh, God. Only if it's made to be a real pain in the ass. What? Ah. Ah. ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's got very Atari 2600 type noises, the sound. Oh, here again. Yeah, what a crap game. Anyway. Shut up. There we go. Astro Nell on the Commodore Vic-20. 3.5K bytes free. Magnificent. We need Excel on it.
Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300. The Commodore Vic-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore Vic-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore Vic-20.
Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore.